Hello everyone, this is Neha Tulshan from Crescent Creation on Not Too Shabby Shop channel. For today's video, I've created this beautiful birthday theme Slimline Gatefold card using My Stay to Celebrate stamp set from My Favorite Things. To create this card project, I used this My Stay to Celebrate stamp set from My Favorite Things. And I also used this proper pinstripes paper pad in pastel color from My Favorite Things. To stamp my images, I used this Canson mixed media paper pad that I bought from Michaels recently. This paper pad works with almost all kinds of coloring medium, but I really like this to use with my color pencils. This paper pad has this really nice tooth or texture to it that works really good with color pencils. And lastly, I used my Brutfuner 120 square pencil set to color all my images today. I bought these pencils a few weeks back from Amazon, and I'm in love with these pencils. These square shaped oil based pencils are just amazing and budget friendly. They are like below $35 for this whole 120 color pencil set. And you can see them in action in this video and decide for yourself if these pencils are for you. And I use this PrismaColor sharpener to sharpen these pencils. I'm not using any special sharpener for these. So any round sharpener that you use for your color pencils, regular color pencils, can be used with these pencils. I will do a review for these color pencils soon on my channel. So stay tuned. Now let's move on to today's card project. I stamped all my images using Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink on Canson XL mixed media cardstock that I showed earlier in the video. And now I'm using my Brutfuner square pencils to color these mouse images. I started with adding light pink color to the cheeks and inside of the ears of the mouse. It's the 011 color from the color pencil set. Next I added shadows using darker gray pencil. That's the 027 color pencil in the set. Next I'm blending the shadows using medium gray pencil in number 097. These pencils do have names, but they are written in Chinese. So for your reference, I'm just stating the numbers today. Next, I'm using a lighter gray marker that's numbered 065 in the set. And I'm just bringing that gray color further inside the body. And I also went over the light pink color on the cheeks and inside the ears to get a good blend. Lastly, I'm using 096 as my lightest pencil and filling in the rest of the area and blending everything out. I really like how these pencils work. They blend really nice and I can put couple of layers on top. Here I'm going back with my darker gray pencil and just adding more to those shadow areas. And you'll see me use a fluffy brush to brush off any residual from the pencil. Again, I'll blend those darker grays with my medium gray. And you can see that even with the so much of color already on the paper, I can still add few more layers on this image. I'm a heavy-handed colorist and I like how these pencils work together and you get a really smooth blend. Here just wanted to show that these pencils can be easily sharpened with the PrismaColor sharpener or any other sharpener that you use for your color pencils. Next, moving on to coloring the banners, I really wanted to add bright colors to my card, and since all my mice are gray in color, I decided to add the accessories in bright colors. So here I'm coloring the banner in rainbow color, and all the colors that I have used are listed on the screen. I used 2 to 3 shades per color family, and it was so much fun coloring these images. Next, I'm coloring the cake stand. I decided to use some aqua colors for this. I'm using 056 and 057 pencils for the aqua color. I love the shine that you get on these images after coloring with these pencils. It's just gorgeous. I might sound like a broken record right now, but I love these pencils. Coloring one of the mouse party hat with the same aqua color. Now for the cupcake, I decided to make it chocolate flavor. So I'm using some brown color pencils here. I'm using 023, 024 and 101 brown pencils to color the chocolate part of the cupcake. I'm not showing all the coloring here. I mean, I have used so many images, but I'm going to show you one of each element. so you get an idea if you want to recreate this card. To color the balloon here, I'm using some light blue pencils. I'm using 035, 037 and 038 pencils. I really like the lighter blue shades in this set. Usually in budget friendly color sets, you don't get such nice light blue shades. I also used my white pencil here to add a little bit of highlight to the balloon. Now using the same shades of yellow as the banner to color the icing of the cupcake. I'm trying to balance all my colors, so from here on forward I will use the same shades that I've already used to color the rest of my images. For the sprinkles and candle on the cupcake, I'll use the same colors I used for the banner. I'll use one shade per family to color them. To match the rainbow banner, I colored the candle in rainbow color too. Next, I'm coloring the wooden crates using the same pencils as the cupcake. I'm starting with the lightest color and adding highlights. Then coming in with the darkest color and adding shadows wherever needed. Then I'm blending the darker color and the lighter color with the medium color. Next, coming back with my lighter color and adding it all over the wooden crate to have a better blend. Here I felt that I added a lot of darker color in that one area, so I used my eraser to just lightly erase the darker color and then colored over that area using my lightest color. Use the same colors to color the chair too. Lastly, using some purples to color the cushion part of the chair. Now that all my images are colored, I have die cut them using my scan and cut. And for my card base here, I have a panel that measures 7 inch by 8.5 inches that I've trimmed from a 110 lb's cardstock, and it's scored at 1 3/4 inch on both sides on the 7-inch side. Next, to create the wall for my scene, I'm using the proper pinstripes paper pad in pastel color from My Favorite Things. I chose one of the light blue shades from the paper pad for the wall of my scene. I measured and trimmed these pieces to fit my card base inside and outside. The measurements will be on the screen now. Since it's a gatefold card and it will be decorated inside and outside, it can be a little hard to close it. So I decided to add a ribbon to the outside to help it close properly. So here I'm adding a score tape to help glue down my ribbon to the left side of the gate. And then I'm gluing the pattern paper on top of it. So the ribbon will go around the card from behind and it will be tied on the right side. But I did not really like the look of it. And also my pattern paper on the outside left gate was a little smaller. It seems I made a small mistake while trimming the pattern paper, and now I did not have any more of this particular pattern paper because I used up both the two sheets that you get in the paper pad. So I decided to take out both the pattern papers from the outside and also the ribbon and glued another pattern paper from the paper pad. And for the inside, I just layered the new pattern paper on top of the already glued pattern paper. And this is how my card base looks now. For the bottom part of the scene, that's the floor part, I have measured and trimmed these white cardstock that I'm gluing with liquid glue. Again, the measurements for these will be on the screen now. I'm gluing all the 3 pieces to the inside and the 2 on the outside. And then I'll use my Copic markers to color the floor. You can, if you want, to color directly on the card base to create the floor, but your color might bleed because you're using Copic marker to the back of the card base, and I don't like that look. So the extra layer of cardstock helps the color not bleed to the back. Here I just used my guillotine trimmer to trim off a sliver from both the gates to help the card close and open properly. Now I'm using some cool gray markers to create the floor here. The floor lines are created keeping the 1-point perspective in mind here. It adds a lot of dimension to the whole scene. If you do not know about this, let me know in the comment section below and I can create a separate video for this. Now I'm gluing my images here. I'm starting with gluing the images to the inside of my card. All the images that goes to the inside of the card will be glued directly to the card base. I am not using any dimensions like foam tape to glue these images, just liquid glue. Here when I was gluing my first banner, I accidentally drew a lot of glue from the bottle. So I wiped the excess glue using my fingers and then used the extra glue to glue the rest of the banners. For the outside banner, I'm just adding glue to the right side, making sure there is no glue to the left for the card to open. And before I could glue down any more images, I have to first go ahead and glue the baseboards. These are nothing but just white strips of cardstock that I trimmed using my guillotine trimmer. These just adds a nice touch to the whole scene and also gives a neat look to the area where both the pattern paper and the cardstocks are meeting. Now I'm gluing down rest of the images. So the outside scene shows that all the mice are working together and decorating the whole room for the other mouse's birthday. One of the mouse is standing on the stack of wooden crates and decorating the wall with the banners. Here I glued the lowest crate with some foam tape, and then for the top crates I added 2 layers of cardstock behind it. This just adds a little bit of dimension behind the top crates without adding a lot of bulk. This mouse on the crates was originally holding a cherry in his hand. I did some partial stamping to stamp him without the cherry, and now he is holding a banner. The mouse on the little table is helping the mouse on the crate with the decoration. I have glued that mouse along with his balloons with some foam tape. Also glued the rest two mouse at the bottom using some foam tape. Next, gluing rest of the images to the inside of the card. Glued down the cupcake image towards the center of the card. Next, gluing the two mouse images on either side of the card. Here I'm trimming off the inside white part of the chair to give it a more neat look. That is the part that my scan and cut did not cut. Now I'm gluing the birthday mouse on top of the chair that is on a wooden crate. So our birthday mouse can blow the candle on the cupcake. So cute, right? Next, adding some shadows beneath all the images using some cool gray markers. Now for the sentiment, I'm white heat embossing the sentiments on black cardstock. I have prepped my cardstock using anti-static powder tool, and I'm stamping the sentiment using VersaFine clear ink, pouring the white embossing powder on top of the stamped sentiment, and I'll heat set it using my heat tool. Now trimming the two sentiments using my guillotine trimmer. The outside sentiment reads, "It's a nice day to celebrate." And the inside reads, "Happy birthday from me to you." And I separated this sentiment in 4 parts so that it could fit properly to the inside of my card. Gluing the outside sentiment to the left side of the card so that the card could open properly. And now gluing the inside sentiments on either side of the gates. On the left it says "Happy birthday" and on the right it says "From me to you." My card was almost done here, but I felt that it was a little empty towards the inside. So I added these confettis. These confetti images are from the same stamp set that I stamped and colored off camera. And here I'm gluing to the inside of the card using my liquid glue. Off camera, I added white highlights to all my images using my white gel pen. And using my black gel pen, I added the eyes of all the mice. And that just brings all the mice to life. I also made something cute to go with this card that you can see on my channel. Click on the right side of the screen now to go to my channel video. So this was my video for today. I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more crafty videos. Here are few more videos that you might like to watch. Thank you for visiting. Have a nice day.